There we go. Good. Hello. Welcome, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And happy Saturday if you're from Australia. Well, it's not Saturday yet there, I bet you. It's usually by my evening that they're on another day. But anyway, welcome to our Integration Quest study group. And our focus today is on AgentForce Champion.
AgentBlazer Champion. I think, isn't it AgentBlazer?
Oh, you're right. You are so right. Oh,
Yeah,
all right, let's fix it.
I didn't notice that until right now. So it's not that I tried to catch you.
Oh, yeah, you waited. No, I'm kidding. There you go. Much better now. So this is why I love to work with PowerPoint.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, not Canva. Okay.
No, I kind of pulled my own version. So, so yeah, we've got a new challenge. Don't you just love a challenge? Someone told me one time, they were like, one thing I've observed about you is you're really competitive. I'm like, what? I'm not competitive. What are you talking about? Until Ryan got this the other day. I'm like, what? I'm over here having a grandbaby. I wasn't physically having a grandbaby, but I'm the support team for a grandbaby. And I'm checking my message, checking LinkedIn and in our Slack. And Ryan posts he got this champion thing while I wasn't looking. So Ryan, I think you're the first in our team that got it, right?
I think I got third in the whole MuleSoft community, according to the Slack notifications.
Well, Arvin also did, right?
I don't remember. Yeah, he got it too. I called him that night. I want to, because if you don't know about it, you're not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was pretty much out there in our environment, and it did hit a few public places. But hey, when the MuleSoft community leaders throw that challenge out there, also is when we're like, yes, well, you got it. So I did mine last night.
Oh, nice job.
I know. So I'm good also. Anyone else on the call already achieve it? Nada. All right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Why don't you pull up the webpage? Yeah, show.
You are in the right place. You are in the right place. So that's cool. You're going to find out.
That's why I joined, right?
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, just for housekeeping purposes, code of conduct is for this anytime we're doing the study group. If your mom and dad would have told you not to do it, please don't do it in this meeting, okay? And everybody's really been pretty much very well behaved.
So before you go to the other slide, why don't you show them? Because I just noticed this myself. Show them go to your Trailblazer profile, your own personal Diane Kessler Trailblazer profile. Have you seen this? Since you just got it last night, you probably haven't seen it.
Seen what? Now you got me curious.
Share your screen and share. Don't just do the slides. Do the web page and go to your Trailblazer profile.
Yeah, intended to. I was also going to pull up my. I have two accounts. I have one that I do for training that doesn't have it yet. So if someone doesn't have,
you have two Trailblazer accounts. You're such an overachiever. Why do you have two Trailblazer accounts?
Well, honestly, what happened is I had to for the trail. Now I'm wondering what they're calling the AgentForce tour. Was that AgentBlazer tour or Agent?
I don't know. That was 2 months ago. It had a different name.
Yeah, and so at any rate, I had to keep creating a separate account for that. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, so here is my profile.
Yeah, look at the right side. Look at that.
Oh, wow, look at that.
I didn't know it would pop up like that. Yeah, so if you get AgentBlazer, it's not just the Trailhead badge like normal. They put it way up on the top of the profile. So
cool. Very cool.
And the trail one has to complete, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you the details of it for sure. Because if did anyone participate in that AgentForce tour and did the hands-on for create an agent and then the MuleSoft API? Maxim, did you do that one, or anyone else in the room do that one?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, because that is part of what you have to do for this. So it'll speed you up in getting it accomplished.
Also, I want to do something real quick. Scroll down a little bit. See that community tags, hit the pencil. I don't know why you didn't do this before. Hit the pencil and scroll down and pick Muley. Yeah, thank you. Watch for that. Hit save.
All right, what else needs to be on here?
I didn't pick any other ones. You can if you want, but I did. I'm not a marketer.
There really isn't anything else I would choose, right?
Look at this. Watch what happens. Boom.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
I feel complete.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Loving our max. I even jumped up a level too, which I'm really low on this level. Talk about competitiveness. I'm like, wow, I'm only an adventurer, but it is 10,000 points. But yeah, there's some badges and stuff here too that you'll get along the way of doing this. But anyway, what is it? What are we talking about? So let me grab the URL. It's going to be, one second. I shall get it quickly. Here we go.
Oh yeah, we were still doing.
Yeah, we're doing intro, so that's okay. We'll roll with it.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to put this URL in the chat.
Yeah.
And go ahead and go there. Let me find the chat window now. I got it buried.
You might have to use your other Trailblazer thing so you can show people.
Yeah. That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, it's good you have to.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we were having to do those environments, the playground environments and everything, my original one wasn't working because I already had used it. Anyway, so it was just easier to go ahead and create multiple. I've got really about 3 of them. So anyway, this is my primary one. So you're going to see that I've already achieved this. And when you go to this location, you're going to see the AgentBlazer status. So this is a new promotion that's being kicked off for levels and different tiers. And you will see in the level 1, this is the one that's active.
I think your Diane's internet got a little messed up.
Now, the innovator
Maybe the router
and legend has not been released yet. Can you hear me now?
It's back. Yeah, you're back. You might want to start all over though.
I'm froze. I can. Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I solid?
Yeah, but your video is definitely very choppy. But your audio was clear.
I am frozen. Audio is
maybe
good.
You can turn off the video and then.
Yeah. Let me do that. Good idea. See if this helps. Testing 1, 2, 3. A little better.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. I thought I resolved that problem. Okay, so once you're here, you're going to see this is the new promotion. And it is to allow us to achieve different AgentBlazer statuses. And the first one that's released is Champion.
This is the only one that's out right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, Ryan, when the other 2? Did you hear when the other 2 are
coming? They didn't promise. They just said coming soon. They didn't say when. But I would anticipate not that long, if I right.
Yeah, it'll be soon because many of us have already, people are already starting to do them. So what you'll do if you go to that page, you're going to see mine says view. I don't know if yours would say view.
Can you log in as your other one and we'll look?
I am. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go over there. I want to be able to bounce back and forth between them. 1 second. Huh. All right. All right, let me get this out of the way too and bring this up to par while I'm logging in over here. Which is this. And this pretty much, I think, is going to resonate what we saw on the other, on the actual web page. Sorry, I'm logging in over here.
We just see the slides.
Yeah. Getting logged in because I've got to do authentication and all that good stuff. So. And what I found as I went through the process was that there is a lot of terminology that's part of this at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right. So
and it's related to Salesforce Salesforce implementation of agents and bots and prompts and topics. So that they're really what I think the intention of AgentBlazer Champion Level 1 is to get familiar with what Salesforce is doing with AI agents, which is really a couple of levels up from a business point of view, because I do a lot of AI stuff with direct APIs and with Anthropic and with OpenAI, and that's all very, I don't know, you can chat, right? But if you wanted to make something like that for your business, there's a lot more layers that you would want to add. And so Salesforce has been busy doing that. They're calling it Agentforce, and AgentBlazer is someone who knows their way around all of that for the Salesforce platform. So not a lot of MuleSoft stuff, a little bit, but a whole lot of Salesforce stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So here is what you'll see if you have not achieved it. This is my other account. And so you'll want to come in and click on Get Started. Now, this account should have some of this already accomplished.
Just hit the details on the first one because it says 900, or that one's definitely not done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to see if it had acknowledged anything that I already did with my other Agentforce things, but it's not finding it. I think I told it not to associate it. Okay. Anyway, getting started with the basics. So what you'll do is come in here and go ahead, and you can either click here and it'll pick up where you left off, or you can start on the modules here. And so if we go into, like, the first one is getting started with artificial intelligence fundamentals, and you'll come in and go through, like I said, there's a lot of terminology regarding AI.
Fundamentals.
Yeah, actually, yes. So there's not very much hands-on, but there are quizzes at the end of each one. But
at the beginning part, yeah, there's a little hands-on.
Yes. At the end. Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. At first, there's not. But what I urge you to do, what I found very helpful for me, was to start taking some AgentBlazer digital notes in whatever format you want, because I wanted to build out a study guide of how to A, do certain processes, and B, to remember certain terminology, because a lot of the trails you're going through here are going to be part of the AI associate and the AI specialist. That's next on my radar. So I urge you to take notes along the way to be capturing some of the details. So, and I do not know if it will allow you, let me go back, to skip a module. I don't think you can.
Nope. I jumped all over the place. No. Because I had already, for my Agentforce, I had already done a bunch of AI badges anyway from a tool, and they were all checked off in the middle. So you don't have to.
Okay. So you can. All right. Very good. That's good to know. Even will it let you do other? Yeah, I guess you can. Like if you wanted to go down to large, and this is all good to know anyway. I mean, it's not a waste of time. I have taken 2 AI courses. One of them, North Carolina University on AI prompting, and another one with Harvard Medical on building out your AI server and details. And wow, it's pretty comprehensive.
Self-hosted,
huh?
Self-hosted? That's interesting.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And also there's many phases of the life cycle of building out your own. And in the healthcare realm, it was all about healthcare relevant and testing and all of that type of content. And I share all that with you to say that I saw a lot of that material, or I should say a lot of those concepts here. And so this is very good for your exposure to AI anyway. The large language models, the ethical elements. And anyway, I just, as I was going through it, I was going, oh, wow, this is good that they have all this. Of course, then after you've completed the artificial intelligence basics, so this is kind of getting you all familiar with a lot of it, then you'll get into Salesforce AI. And that's where you will understand more so, as I did, not only the tools for the prompting and the the builder, the prompt fundamentals, the prompt builder, but also the Einstein trust layer. You know, you hear a term and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. But this really taught me more about the Einstein trust layer. You know, what actually is it? Right? Brian, do you need to, were you going to say something? Were you going to add?
I was agreeing.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So in regards to that, I found that it was, we're going to have customers asking us questions. You know, we're going to, even other associates, even some of our other team members, you know, we're going to have, you know, opportunities to be able to explain more of this more, you know, really exactly what is that Einstein trust layer, you know?
It certainly doesn't, it doesn't, I felt like it was a slog to get through all of the little multiple choice quizzes and stuff like that. But I don't feel like it. I feel like what the trouble is like Salesforce is adding a bunch of their own product language on top of AI fundamentals. So it's nice to have kind of a whole vocabulary lesson of the fundamentals and then the Salesforce products on top of it. So I see the necessity for it. And sometimes some of them, if you already know enough, like because you went to an AI class at Harvard Medical, you could just skip to the bottom and take the quiz. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
This is true. No doubt.
There is one bad, but if you're going to take the exams, they will be on the Salesforce terminology. So general knowledge is helpful, but will not get you through it.
Right. Yeah, you are going to need to know. Well, and they have separate lessons. So the general, I had thought the way they organized it was good. The general terminology ones are kind of not the same Trailblazer badges as the Salesforce terminology one. So there's like a whole one on topics and a whole one on prompt builder and stuff like that. So I did appreciate that. And I took my time on those. Because I wanted to understand what's a topic, like what's an agent, that kind of thing. What's an action? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. I mean, I think what Salesforce is doing is useful. I think having agents be a group of topics and prompts and actions is a smart way to organize business AI tools. So I'm in favor of it. So they definitely got me with this whole trail.
Yeah. Agree. Well, and specifically on the trust layer, I found when I was in this particular module that how it actually is masking and skewing, you know, to not send actual data. It's the metadata. And so many times I know, because when I've done POCs for customers, you know, they're like, well, where is it at? How is it actually running the AI? You know, where is it doing that? And well, it is Chat GPT under the hood, but it's not out there. Your data is not out there in the general population of, you know, being vulnerable as far as that's concerned. So to me, that spoke volumes in this category, how it actually does that, what it's actually doing to prevent that data going out, data masking. So what's actually, you know, again, this is where I found that really, really fascinating. So FYI. But yeah, then once you get past all of those good things, getting started, let me zip this one up. And Salesforce AI, the agents, yep, the autonomous agents. And then you get into meet Agentforce, introduction to Agentforce, Agent Builder, Agentforce for service and sales. So you'll see other use cases here. And this is where I'm going to pick up on the slides here real quick and show you. I've got a couple of slides that actually give you a visual on the builder, because these were part of what I was using for the tour. So the agent, you know, the interaction with bots has matured. And that's where, you know, we used to have, you know, what are the differences between the chat bots, the co-pilots, and the actual agents themselves? Mm-hmm. And the chat bots, of course, you know, you program that. That was something we did in Einstein or Einstein chatbot, where you actually tell it, you write the interaction between the human and the chatbot. Then Copilot came along and started getting more AI infused in it, which was great. But agents take that to the next level, and how they actually work are by creating a role for them, what they are actually going to do, what data that they can access. Like Ryan said, the topics and the actions. So there are the topics and the actions that they will actually is how they know what they are, what they're doing, and some of those. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So like for this, so if it was a co-pilot and you might be able to ask it, what's the study group about? And it knows it has information about the study group. That's the co-pilot. So the action could be like, invite somebody to the study group, and it would like, go do it.
Yeah.
So you can, but you have to make that list of actions. And I was really paying a lot of attention to the actions because that's a place where what integration would be useful, right? Because we want to make it possible to reach out and impact the world from the agent. So co-pilots, they were read only, like to reality, and actions are like read write. Like actions can go do things in the real world, which I'm very excited about that part.
Yeah, it's almost like they have a toolkit of many actions, and depending on what you ask them, the AI component will, and there's a term for that, I'll have to find it. The AI component will determine which action it needs to achieve what you've asked. That's AI. There's a term for it. I'll find it.
Yeah, it makes a plan. It makes an action plan. You're right. There's a Salesforce name for that. And I did this 1 week ago, and I've already forgotten.
Hence why Diane does digital notes.
Let's go find it.
I'm looking for it. Okay. I'm looking for it. Anyway, then there's the guardrails. The guardrails are where you enter the instructions. You give it instructions of what they shouldn't do. Like, don't ever ask for an account number, or, you can give it a guardrail based on, whatever it is. We did a couple of them on the fly at the Women Who Mule meetup. We were having some fun, and we were telling it that, okay, so before it goes to before you add a new customer, always check to see if they exist in this org as a contact. And so it did. It did what we wanted it to do. It was very cool. So anyway, when you get out there and start messing around with it, you can see how that guardrail is going to be, its instructions. And then the channel is basically where it's going to be working, what it's going to be, the area in which you're using it, whether it be in sales or in, whatever category, support. And then there's that trust layer. And so that is, again, the ability to mask data, to really not be sending the data itself. It's actually working to secure your data, which I thought was nicely impressive. So, all right. So then the next slide, I didn't go too deep in the builder and all of that because you will see that when you come in here anyway. But this is the tiers. So let's go back to looking at. Let me get it. There we go.
What is that? I hear a rooster.
Yeah, my rooster.
You have a real rooster?
Yes, Ryan, I have a real rooster.
Like an animal that's alive?
Yes. I was telling everybody earlier. Let me see if I can reduce the noise.
No, it's fine. It's charming. I didn't realize.
Agent rooster.
That's right. I told everybody this morning before you came in, we've got 2 roosters that can fly the coop. They can get out of the coop. Oh. And this morning when I opened the back, I heard them really loud. I'm like, what are they doing? And I opened the back door. Both of them were at my back door. Like, excuse me. And there's food in their coop. They just want to see me, I guess.
Oh.
But yeah, so it's pretty funny. Sometimes they'll perch right outside my office window, and it's really loud. But and when I'm teaching on Zoom, students don't hear it. They say they can't hear them. So I think it's the sound canceling of this meeting that is not as good as Zoom, maybe, this platform. Okay, so then when you get done with all of that stuff up above, all right, so you get started. This is all like learn, take a few quizzes, okay? Mm-hmm. But again, capture those notes. Then you get hands-on. Okay, first one is join the AgentBlazer community. That's a Slack thing, all right? Then you want to get started with your first agent. Configure Agentforce for service. So you will come in here and you do need to create a playground. All right, so you come in, click on create a playground, and is going to send me an email to set my password. And FYI, when I did this last night, I had 2 days. And I don't know why it's so short.
Yeah, they cut it off. Yep.
Now, if you do the workshop that we did for the trailhead for the Agent Force tour, that has increased to 48 hours. But this one was when I did my other account last night, I re-upped it and it was 2 days. So make sure you've got plenty of time, because you don't want to have to go back and do all of that again. So once you have created your playground, then go to that appropriate email, set your password. Let me get that all going here real quick. And it's pretty easy as far as that's concerned to go through. You're going to get an email like this. You're going to go ahead and change your password or set your password for the first time. So this is all the hands-on stuff. To me, this is where the fun begins.
Yeah, I think that's my prejudice too, is actually doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the other stuff is good, and academically, it's good to know. I mean, because you're going to get those questions. If you're customer facing, you're going to get those questions. You know, how is it secure? You know, and to wrap your head around understanding everything there. All right. So I changed my password. I'm now logging into my org. Always save your username, password, and your org. It's a good idea to save your org name. And no. Okay. So it is Coral Cloud Resort. It's ready to go. And then you're going to connect to the playground. Now, I just changed my email. I did notice that when you do this, that it will oftentimes take a while for the password change to update, and it'll seem like you aren't able to get logged in. So if that's the case, go make a cup of coffee. Oh, I didn't copy that. Go make a cup of coffee and come back, or tea or whatever. Have a beer.
Oh,
a root beer.
Maybe in Cologne it's beer time, but not in Oklahoma on Friday.
Root beer. Have a root beer. You may not come back to it. Make sure you've got there 24 hours. Let's see if it's going to let me log in. I had to wait last night. I'm like, fine, I'll go do something. The dogs wanted to eat. See, yeah, it's not letting me in. Okay, so it'll take it sometimes a little time to actually get back in there. Oh, wait a minute.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you switch back to your other Trailblazer account?
There. No, I'm on 2 different browsers, right?
Because everything showed complete. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, that was that. I have 2. I've got both of them open. Different browser tab. I've got one on Google and one on Edge. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna do this. It took it a little while. I'm gonna try it one more time. And then, like I said, finally it went right in. It was like, oh, lovely. Yeah, it's not going. Okay. So let me jump back over to where we were before.
Live demos. So Everardo is in class this week, and he's seen me have a couple of live demo moments.
Who's in class with you?
Yeah, Everardo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun, is it not? That's the way our world is. It just happens that way, you know? And that's why they say if you're presenting at any of the corporate events to record it, because, you know, that definitely. So it actually launched me in the way I was going. It had, so if you get stuck, you have to come right back in, or anyway, configure Agent Force. So
on that last, the diagram with the 5 different things, this is the channel part. Like, where does the agent live? This one's going to live in Service Cloud, right?
Yeah.
And you get to actually go put it there, go make it so that way a service agent can use the agent to help somebody with their. I'm paying attention to this one a lot, because the one talk I got accepted at Trailblazer DX was about a Service Cloud use case, and I don't know much about Service Cloud, so I'm paying a lot of attention to this particular one you picked.
Yeah, and you know the neat thing of it is, and I didn't know this. As I've gotten more more into Salesforce. When I first started teaching hyperautomation was really my first big exposure to Salesforce, is all of the different kinds of Salesforce orgs are considered. There's only one that's not considered to be like core, but all of them are pretty much the same except for different features like healthcare, marketing, and sales and service. So they're all going to be very with similar components and then deviate according to what it's addressing, what it is actually utilizing. So I found that to be pretty interesting. I'm going to refresh this screen. I don't know if it's going to, because this is my org where I'm already logged in. Yeah. Anyway, so what you will do is you'll connect and whenever you click this, it's going to bring you to log in fresh with your new password. But anyway, you continue to go down. You get Einstein set up. We continue with this whole process to do permission sets. And then you go in and start creating an agent. So you will be creating an agent here on this one. Lots of fun. There is the topics Ryan was talking about, where you will create a topic for this agent to utilize. And in that list, you'll also see the actions. There's going to be, you're going to define the actual action here. It'll show you input output type of thing.
What you're setting up there, there's a planner. When somebody uses the agent, the first thing it has to do is figure out what they're talking about. So if you only give the agent one topic, it's only going to ever come up with one answer, right? So if you give it many topics, then it has a step where it's going to be like, oh, this person has a problem with their order, or this person is interested in meeting people at the resort or something. So you give it more and more topics. The very first step of the agent is a selection where it can pick, for this chat, what are we talking about, right? And then that topic comes with actions. So it's a two-step planning process. So once the agent has decided, I'm talking about topic X, now you have given it a bunch of things it can do to maybe we can schedule the person for a certain experience. With Coral Cloud, it's like a vacation resort example. So, so the actions, you could have actions used on more than one topic, but you're kind of helping the agent have things it can do to help, right? Because the topic, so there's one agent that has many topics and one topic has many actions, and actions can be used on at least one topic. So you don't have to only have one action on one topic.
Ooh. It is trying to have me create a new playground, and I just created that last night. That's creepy. Because if you ever have to create a new playground and you're partway through the course, you're going to lose everything that you did. It will create a brand new playground.
Having done it 3 times by accident, the stuff that you lose, you're a lot faster at it the second time.
That's very true. That's very true.
So I don't worry too much.
Yeah. So you'll go through and you'll see what you're doing here on the right, and go through, create the agent, test it, publish it, get it out there. Then the next day. So this is, to me, really very fun. So that one doesn't take terribly long. And then the next hands-on that you're going to do is connect Data Cloud to Agentforce. Okay. So that's where you'll actually be using the same playground. When it's connected, I don't know if this one, my previous one I did just last night is now having me create one. But when you connect it the first time, you don't have to connect it each time. I never redid it each time, I don't believe. But this is where you bring Data Cloud in. So Data Cloud comes in now, and let's see.
And that serves as something the agent can know about.
This is where it gets the data, right?
You put data in Data Cloud in case the agent needs to know about things that are not directly in your Salesforce platform. You can pump other data into Data Cloud, and then for this customer, the agent can know their, their reservation history, or just any data that's not part of Salesforce. If you put it in Data Cloud, the agent is able to access that data.
Yep. So this is a lot of the activity in this portion is very much like what you'll do in the Data Cloud class. And so you'll create a data stream with the existing Coral Cloud data. And then from there, you'll enable that data stream and bring in a rule set. You'll create a rule set for that. And then you set up the matching rules. And this is where it kind of was an aha moment for me, because when you set up the rules, you have an option to choose. Do you want to have like fuzzy name or normalized email? In other words, I'll use my husband as an example. He's Robert Kessler. He's Bob Kessler. Oops, sorry.
Or me. My first name is not Ryan.
So that's right.
My name is different all over the place.
Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah. I don't care. People can know, but they're not going to remember. It's on a video, I guess.
Yeah. But at any rate, the idea behind it is this is where you set the match rules, and that's a great feature to kind of combine a lot of those variations of someone's name and normalizing the email. So again, this is all part of your data cloud. Then you run that stream. So and I don't know that the instructions are very clear. My streams didn't automatically run. So FYI, if you hit that point, go ahead and click these down arrows here, and that will you can run them. Run it now or something.
Yeah, you don't have to just watch this video again. I remember there were a couple of places where I also it seemed like that happened, and then when I went back through it, there was some little sentence right in the middle of the instructions that I had glazed over and not done. So if you're really meticulous following the instructions, it does work.
Yeah, like it says here, if all streams need to state success, if they don't, do the drop down arrow on the right. It is written there.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to refresh your browser often. If you're going from one transition or if you've enabled Einstein, enabled agents or something like that, refresh your browser because it may not have populated into your org on the screen that you were currently on. There's a lot of refreshing you've got to do there. All right, so you come down more. I'm just doing high level. You add some lists here for reservations so that you have reservations on your contact record. Okay, so again, Salesforce type of things there. You set some parameters for that. And then that step will run, and you should see Sophia Rodriguez should come through, and I believe if it's not here, it will run later to show you that she's got 3 reservations. I don't think it's here. It's next step. So next step after that, so that was the agent doing your data cloud portion, and then we'll act on the data. And in this portion of it, you come through. So again, plan on a couple hours because it is kind of time consuming to do your configurations. And you'll notice they're just telling you here that this is the data that's out there. And then when you do the setup and go through in the flows, this is where you actually are in Salesforce flow, and you're going to change the values. I wonder if you'll change the values of each of the elements. You have a picture down here? No, it's not showing a picture. Okay, so this portion is actually a Salesforce flow that you are configuring. And give me just a second. How are we on time, Ryan? Are we running?
10 minutes till an hour is up.
Okay. All right. I won't go grab a flow. I was going to grab the flow. I may stay on after we wrap.
Well, we don't have a deadline of an hour either. I'm just giving you an estimate. I have a deadline of 40 more minutes.
Okay. Okay. Reason I ask is I could show you this flow. And this kind of went pretty smoothly for me. Ryan, did you have any hiccups in this portion as you were going through?
This was easy. No, sorry. But I really did go procedural, orderly, step by step by step. And I did a marathon. So it was like, because I wanted to get it done before everybody else on the MuleSoft community.
Well,
So I sat down and did it for like 2-3 hours. You know.
I do know, because that's actually what I did last night on some of this. I was like, I am getting it done before this study group today.
Yeah.
It was late last night when I actually got started.
The data cloud part was intricate, but it worked.
Yeah. Yes, it did. I'm trying to find. Oh, crud.
So do you have, I don't know what you're showing the actual instructions, but do you have it up in another window or something?
I'm trying to find my actual org login details for the one that I was using last night, but I'm not finding it fast enough. So I was going to show the flows because this is actually just a simple flow that has all of these elements. You've got a unified link element. You've got unified link 2, reservation 1, and then an event summary element. So you've got, it's a Salesforce flow. Oh, you know what? It's going to be in this one. Hold it, because this should have it built into it. All right, hang on. I'll get there. I want you to see what this flow looks like. It's a pre-built flow, so you're not creating it from scratch.
Yeah, I think we had to update it.
Yeah.
That's whenever I would like go take a break and come back. That was the place where I would get mixed up because like, what updates have I done right? Which ones have I, I had to go get back in the flow.
Yeah. And it was something about create experience session booking. Yep, I bet that's it. Okay, so here is the flow that's going to be pre-built for you out there. You can do it. Come on. Nope, that's not it. Dang it. Where are you? Oh, hey, guess what? It's going to be in the instructions. What's the name of the flow? Create check-in guest event. Oh, it is not there. Create check-in. Anybody see it? Create check-in guest event. Wonder why it's not in. I think, you know what? Maybe this one hasn't been updated with all of the org details it needs, because you don't write that flow. That flow is here.
What generates the flow? I don't think we put a package in there either.
We don't. No, we don't put a package in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're in the wrong. This is Coral Cloud though, so maybe this is from the Data Cloud. If it's from the Data Cloud, there's more than one Coral Cloud sandbox org. So maybe this is from a different. I don't know how many different trailheads you've been doing.
All right, fine. Let's see if it is a different org. So my advice to you would be don't have a lot of orgs because it could get a little confusing.
Yeah.
But anyway, this flow, everything you do here on this flow, you're just modifying things. It's not terrible. So you can get, I actually, found it. It was good to see how they had it set up. But it also was not like you had to spend a lot of time creating it. All right, let's see if it's going to let me in again. All right, so I'm going to go forward. I'll see if I can find that flow. But basically, you set up that flow, and then you add data to the prompt template. So this part, oh, look, now since I'm over here, this is what you'll see a lot of times for your playground.
So it's got a username right there.
Yeah, I need to save that.
No, that's the one that's going to be the actual playground.
Mm-hmm.
See, come back here, log in with the username.
Yeah. I'm changing my password over on this side. Hold on.
Okay.
Let me put that in a notepad over here too. All right, so password's been changed. But in this portion here, you're going to go into Prompt Builder at this point, okay? And so this is where we would be actually building out the prompt in Prompt Builder. And they've got it already coded for you, but even though it's coded, I would look and see you've got some property placeholders here for variations of names, their, you know, their information and their details. So, you know, this is where you're creating and building out your prompt, your new prompt template. Okay, let me see if I can connect to this now.
Would you say doing this trial could prepare me or anyone to the AI specialist exam?
It will. Yeah, there is content on that exam that is in here. Right. Yes, yes.
So you're ahead of me, Max. I don't have AI associate yet. So I will not know about AI specialist personally yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I understand of course, as we can imagine, the Salesforce associate is easier than the specialist. And
they have also changed something in the curriculum, so the specialist exam is now something else, and it's being kind of, there's a possibility to reschedule if you're not ready. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, if you've taken it, they said don't worry about it. Just don't, you know, just go ahead and continue. But if you had not taken it yet, there is another one. Did they say when that was coming?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, there was an email with some details.
Yeah. All right. I noticed that when I went through this a couple of times that it did actually work with the URL that's associated with that connect. 1 second. Anyway, I don't want to hold everybody up on me kind of trying to come through all of this.
Well, what's useful to do in our group, I think, is I think a lot of people who are here haven't gotten as far as us. So I don't think we need to complete it. I think it's more, you know, giving them an idea of what they're signing up for when they go for AgentBlazer Champion, you know, tuning everybody into the fact that, you know, there's there's 3 levels to it, and they haven't released level 2 and level 3. Level 3 is called Legend, which is kind of cool. I want to be a legend, right? So, you know, maybe that's motivating to get started with Champion, which is level 1, and you get a sense of what it's about. You get in a Coral Cloud vacation resort org, you pass a bunch of quiz questions, and then you actually make an agent work, which is what Diane's been showing with Data Cloud, Prompt Builder, Topics Actions. You put all the pieces together, and I think that's pretty. When you get to do the little exercises, besides checking off the trails, you get to see the agent actually do stuff
that you created, that you made. Yeah,
which I appreciated that. So I think we've accomplished the intention of the study group, even if you don't get connected into your org.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, for sure. And then once you finish all of this, it'll bring you to your award. And that's always fun. That was nice to get after it was all said and done.
One of the things I had to do, I was surprised by it. You have to join the AgentBlazer Slack. You want to show that? In order to get the full AgentBlazer Champion, there's a couple of socials things you have to do. You have to join the Trailblazer group and a Slack. So you want to, I don't know if you want to show that part.
First one, yeah, this one here.
So it's not just a check the box type of thing.
Yeah, that one is actually, and then did it show up? I don't know that I brought it into, I was doing all that on my laptop. So I don't think it's going to show on my desktop here, but
I'll show it on mine if you want.
Yeah, let me stop sharing. Go ahead and show what that's going to look like.
Can I even show? I don't even know how. Let's see. So AgentBlazer community. Oh, let me get my shared screen. There we go. So I have a lot of Slacks, including this one, which is AgentBlazer community.slackcommunity.com. If you get to the intros channel, only 294 people in here as of today, Friday, February 21st. So, but still, it's a pretty new community. So not a lot happening here yet.
Yeah.
But get in early, right? So
send me that workspace, Ryan, would you?
I'll just put it in
or,
the chat.
or send it in the chat. Yeah. Because I want to go ahead and add it to my app.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very cool. Yeah. So, if you're going along and you get stumped or anything, let us know. I mean,
you can ping us in the AgentBlazer community or the IQ community.
Yes, this is true. This is true. Man, I got too many Slack channels. All right. I'm going to have to do that one later. All right. Let me get us back on our slides. And any questions? Does anybody have questions on anything so far on this? This is the future, folks. May as well go ahead and bite the bullet. I know I had some resistant friends when it came to hyperautomation, but no names. But we will. This is where they're going with it. I mean,
I think it feels like the MuleSoft community is a bit resistant to all the new shiny stuff coming to Salesforce flows more than to MuleSoft. So it's, but no, thanks for all the details.
Yeah.
Well, on that one, Max, there's a thing called MuleSoft Direct where you can make the agent actions be APIs in Exchange, and there's little MuleSoft stuff you have to know, like they have to have certain tags on them. That has to be OAS, not RAML. So we're going to be able. We're definitely part of, but I'm with you. It's kind of like almost like we're the friends of the Salesforce people. We aren't the Salesforce people, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, I'm not that much involved in Salesforce. Actually, not also that much in MuleSoft. It's just side hustles for me. So I'm kind of doing integration in general, right, with multiple systems.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm curious where it's all going. I was just I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, there was introduction of this MuleSoft for flows.
Yeah.
A new product, right? And it's it has nothing to do with MuleSoft. It's just the name is MuleSoft for flows.
Right.
And I was so wow. Yes.
What it is, Maxim.
What
that is right? And Ryan, this will sum it up.
Okay,
for you.
So you know Salesforce flows, right?
Yeah.
And so MuleSoft for flows is actually connectors for Salesforce flows that would allow you to connect to external systems directly. So they introduced connectors and call this as a product MuleSoft for flows.
But it doesn't use a Mule runtime.
No. It's Salesforce flows runtime. It has nothing to do with MuleSoft. It's a different catalog, nothing to do with any point.
Wow.
What it is, Ryan, it's Composer. It's where Composer's coming in under Salesforce.
Oh.
No.
It's not actually Composer, but it's going to replace Composer.
Yeah.
And that's where it's the low code version with they're launching it with what was it, Maxim? 40 connectors to begin with?
Yeah.
So but what it is, Ryan, it's not actually Composer, but it's their honestly, Composer is probably going to go away, and that's their version of Composer.
Does it have data weave? Because Composer didn't.
It does not. It has mapping, but not like our data weave. There is data transformation.
It's a different engine, right? It's
a
different runtime.
Well, then I'm with you, Max. It's fake MuleSoft.
Yeah. So actually, what they call MuleSoft is the whole suite of kind of connectivity products. I think they call it MuleSoft, but that was confusing a lot for the first half of the meeting.
Yeah.
Good questions were asked there. Maxim, have you seen? I saw your questions, and I was like, I know where you're going with that, and it's good. We need to ask those questions. What really is this? Yeah. And I don't know if you all have seen this. I put this in the chat. This is what we use for the Agentforce tour. We did under agents. We did exercise 1 with hands-on with Agentforce agents, and we do have a study group recording of this and exercise 6 where we use a MuleSoft API, and we create a flow using the MuleSoft API. Okay, so I would urge you, you'll find it in our recordings. It was a study group maybe a month ago. And I did both exercise 1 and exercise 6. But you do have to do the setup if you do the setup. And also there's a Women Who Mule meetup that is hybrid that I'm going to be doing also the data cloud and prompt builder at that event. So I'm going to be doing some additional things here. I wonder what this advanced AI is. Anyway, so it's a 4-hour workshop on March 19th in the afternoon, Eastern time afternoon, and it's hybrid. Look for Women Who Mule. It's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Integration Quest is a sponsor. And we are I'm going to be doing a 4-hour block of Data Cloud, Agents, and Mule, and IDP. I'm tying IDP in there also. So more fun ahead. More fun ahead. And I know, in the integration world, we can't never say never. Never say that we're going to be going ahead and I'm not going to worry about, because we integrate with everything. I mean, I hope one day I want to be on a project, and I'll probably regret saying this, but I want to integrate with an AS400. Why? Because an AS400 has my fragmented health records on it that got me started in MuleSoft in the first place.
Yeah.
I'll be soon joining an insurance company, so I'll tell you how it goes.
Are you
Okay.
changing jobs?
Yeah, I'll change in April.
Oh, big news.
Well, yeah, for me, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you'll have plenty of old systems there.
Oh yeah, that's lots of IBM stuff. So mainframe here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be. I think I'll be joining AXA. I don't know if you probably know the company. It's AXA Insurance. It should be present in US, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere in New York, like AXA XL, they do some business there.
AXA.com. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right.
When you're finished, this is what you're going to get. And it's just, I was so glad to see this at about 1 o'clock last night. I was not going to bed till I had completed it. And then of course, like we showed you at the very beginning of what it looks like on your profile, it's going to have, your badge there and everything. And then you can, have it available for you to share.
Awesome.
Upcoming TDX.
Yes. 2 weeks.
Be there or be square. I guess I'm going to be square.
You're going to be square.
Yeah, same here.
We'll be square together, Maxim.
Sure. Let's build let's build something with the square.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
We could make an agent that wreaks havoc with Ryan when he's presenting.
Oh, you better not.
We'll build a Minecraft agent.
All right, folks. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll wrap a little early so Ryan can get ready before he teaches.
Sounds good. This was a good study group, Diane. Well done.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks, folks. And let's do this. Let's get to those next levels too.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dan.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Cheers.
Evening. Great evening, Maxim. Guten Nacht.
Correct.
Guten Nacht.
Guten Abend. Ciao.
Right.